Coming up on this episode of MSEB News, we interview students about the effects of cyberbullying and abuse on social media.
We investigate the national issue of teacher shortages and its effect on our schools.
Lily Swint will demonstrate some basic car safety procedures.
And we will interview seniors about what needs to be done to get ready for college.
All this and more coming up on MSEB News.
Welcome to MSEB, live from the TEC studios.
Good afternoon, Mesquite ISD. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Emiliano Lopez.
And I'm Lilith Swint, and you're watching MSEB Live, a show produced by MISD students and brought to you live from the TEC studios.
We're bringing the top stories throughout the district and take an inside look at what's happening in MISD. Let's get to our first story. Our field reporter, Eliana Salazar, is interviewing seniors to find out what needs to be done to prepare for life after graduation. Let's check it out.
Hello, my name is Eliana Salazar, and we are standing inside of West Mesquite here to ask seniors a few questions about high school graduation requirements. Let's get to it. How is the process of getting FAFSA and TASFA done, applying for scholarships, and applying for schools going?
Well, currently I've done the FAFSA. It was kind of hard just because I don't have many information on my parents. For schools, I applied to 11 schools and I got accepted to them all, but I will be attending University of Texas Arlington.
The process is very time consuming, but it's going well. I've applied for a few scholarships already and they've been successful. So yeah, I'm very happy about that.
I haven't applied for scholarships or for any schools, and I'm currently doing my TAFSA.
What are you planning to do after high school?
Well, I'm gonna go to college and I'll be doing this whole work-study program at the school.
I'm planning to go to Eastfield and do the Dallas Promise for 2 years to get my associate's degree for free.
I have an apprenticeship for air conditioning, and that's going to be my job.
Is there something you want to pursue or focus on after high school?
Definitely getting my first year done, just because my mom said this whole thing that it has to be done in 3 years. But at the same time, I really want to find a job where I'm stable enough that I can work and everything.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I would want to be a sports therapist. I want to help people get back to the things that they love to do.
I want to focus on working, making a lot of money.
Well, there you have it. This has been Eliana Salazar with MSEB News. Back to the studio.
Thanks for the story, Eliana. That was great information that seniors need to know before they graduate. In our next story, we demonstrate some car safety tips for new drivers. Here's the story. Hi, I'm Lilith Swint with MSEB News. Today I'll be talking about how to carefully and safely drive a motor vehicle. Our priority is for you to get home safe at the end of the day. Without further ado, let's get started. First, take a walk around your car to make sure that there's nothing in the way that can either puncture your tires or get hurt. Then, put your seatbelt on as soon as you get in the car. You can then turn on your vehicle. Some are push to start like this one, or you may have to use your key. Then, make sure you get your seat adjusted just how you want it, so you don't have to adjust it while you're driving. After that, make sure that your mirrors are set so that you can see what you need to see. Make sure that you don't forget any, because it'll be a hassle to do it while you're driving. When you have your hands on the steering wheel, make sure that they're at 3 and 9. When you're ready, put your foot on the brake, then put your car into either reverse or drive, and you're ready to go. When you're driving, make sure to use your blinkers to let other drivers know where you're going. And that's it. Now, let's hear an interview with another teen driver.
Excuse me.
Can I ask you some questions about driving and safety?
Sure.
Okay. How can new drivers ensure that they're being as safe as possible while driving?
I think by paying attention to their surroundings and pedestrians that are around them.
Okay. And what could happen if people aren't driving safely?
Oh, they could be a danger to themselves. They could be a danger to other people. They could cause long-term injuries in people.
And what is considered a distraction that you should avoid while driving?
I think definitely the phone, because sometimes you want to sneak glances at your phone, but during those few seconds that you could be looking at your screen, something could happen in the road in front of you and you wouldn't even be paying attention.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day. Remember, safety comes before all else. Better late than never. I'm Lilith Swindt with MSEB News. Drive safely.
Thanks for the story, Lilith. Driving on the roads can be dangerous, so it's great to review some safety tips on the occasion. In our next story, we interview some teachers about why there's so many teacher shortages in schools across the nation.
I'm Scarlett Donny from MSEB News. I'm reporting about the teacher shortages and its effects at our local schools. I'm here today at John Horn High School, one of the 6 high schools in the Mesquite ISD district. I'm here interviewing teachers and staffs about the effects of the teacher shortages. Let's see what they have to say. What are the effects have you seen on the teachers, staffs, and students?
You get tired. You know, teachers get tired. They get burnt out. Burnout is real. I've seen a lot more teachers that are they're just leaving, like in the middle of the year, or a lot of teachers saying at the end of this year, I think I'm going to try something different. And I think they still love teaching and they still love being around students, but stress is real, anxiety is real, you know, depression is real. Like all of those things can have an impact on your performance and have an impact on how you do your job. And so those are some of the effects that I've seen on just based off of the teacher shortage. It's just not having enough. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, that's all. Teachers, staff, and students.
Some of the effects are burnout. We've had many, I don't want to say many, but we've had a few teachers quit because they found other jobs that would pay more and maybe not as hard. You know, there's burnout, there's just tiredness, you get tired of being told F you all the time and just to do your job.
The effects from the shortage, the morale's a little low, we're tired. As we get closer towards the end of the year, more and more teachers are like taking off. So today we had 39 openings, 39 teachers that were out. So we're picking up classes, we're staying after school, tutoring, we're trying to get everybody to pass, putting in the extra time, and then we're just tired.
This has been Scarlett Donny from MSEB News. This is only a small insight into a nationwide problem. Hopefully, the Mesquite ISD district can hopefully solve this problem for us students and the teachers. See you back at the studio.
We are very lucky to have our teachers here at Mesquite ISD. In our final story, we interview students about the effects of social media. Andreas Rentera has the story.
In today's generation, social life is heavily influenced by social media. Recently, high school students in Mesquite ISD have been anonymously sharing hurtful messages. We'll see what students think about the situation.
My name is Eloy. I'm a junior at North Mesquite High School. I wouldn't say that I was I don't want to say I was offended by it because I didn't really care about it. Because I'd been bullied before, and I guess having grown up being bullied, I kind of developed a thick skin by now. So hearing negative things said about me on a public forum, I'm like, okay, whatever. These people are anonymous. They don't know who I am. I didn't really care.
I personally think that cyberbullying could probably end if we were like, if all of us interacted more as a whole, if we were like more close together instead of like just being like diverse into like groups, because everybody has like their own like gangs and groups, and nobody like really interacts with each other. So the way to end it is like, me personally thinking just like to bring like just interact with each other more.
It is so easy behind a keyboard to type something vile and say something vile. It is so much harder when you're sitting in front of someone to say those things, when you can actually see the emotions for yourselves. And when you're behind a keyboard and you're typing it out, yes, you know you're hurting them, but you're not seeing it live. And so some people even kind of get off on the fact that they're hurting someone, because you're not having to experience it firsthand. When you experience things second and third hand, it doesn't have the same impact. So it's just created a world, and it's not just among children, it's among adults too, where we think it's okay to, say hateful and vile things.
Yeah. I totally
without
agree.
consequences.
I think it's exactly that. I think bullying has been around forever, but that's never changed. It's the idea of the availability to do it and the means in which to do it more frequently, meaner, and just in different ways that has been prevalent through technology. And you're exactly right. It happens with adults just like it happens with kids. The process is true. That's a lot of what is cultural right now. I think it comes from a lack of understanding and a lack of wanting to understand. So in a lot of ways that's ignorance, right? Not wanting to figure out what the right answer is, or not wanting to hear somebody else's side. And because we don't have sit-down conversations, or we don't talk more about a situation that's going on, or something that's having an open mind to something, it's more of just coming from a lack of understanding, and that leads to negative outcomes and negative expression. So.
Hopefully, our students can find peace with each other and end this vicious cycle of abuse. This has been Andres Renteria with MSEB News.
Thanks for the story, Andres. This story really makes you think about how social media can be harmful to others. I'm glad that this shines a light on this important topic.
That wraps up this edition of MSEB News. For more information on today's stories, please visit the MSEB YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook pages. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Lilith Swint.
And I'm Emiliana Lopez. Until next time, stay classy, Mesquite.
This has been a presentation of MSEB, Mesquite Student Entertainment and Broadcasting, in association with the Mesquite Independent School District Career and Technical Education Department.